Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to go ahead and replace your AC lights on a 2004 Tacoma. This should work for some of the first gen Tacomas. There might be some differences depending on like the facelift or how your center console dash setup is, but it's relatively the same. I had a hard time finding out which LEDs were the right ones. There was like one website that I could find them on, but I wanted to get them through Amazon so I could get prime shipping on them, and it was a real pain. So I found these ones here, and I just stuck them into the stock OEM little holders. So if you want the link to these ones that I used, I'll link it, but they are not the correct ones. I don't think they'll fit. I haven't tried it, but I can tell by the size it's not right. But I just pulled the bulb out of them and stuck them into the stock Toyota connectors. So let's get started. So what you'll want to do is remove this little piece right down here. It's pretty easy. They're just some push pin rivets. So let's go over here, push it in, and then pull it out like that. There'll be one exactly on the other side. It's just the same way, so go ahead and do that. Now that you got both of those out, what you want to do is go ahead and grab this, give it a good pull on each side, just a couple clips, and then disconnect your 12 volt power down here. Pull it out to the left. Now that's out. Next thing we're going to do is remove a screw down here, so let's go ahead and do that. So this is your other screw right here, so go ahead and remove that and set it to the side. Now we're going to have to remove the knobs for the AC and go ahead and remove two screws that are behind that. I always do this, but it's not necessary. Turn on your knobs to the left, pull them out. It's pretty hard not to put them in the right way, but it's just a habit I do. Take your screwdriver, run this one all the way to the right, just pull it like that. Now, faceplate comes out like that. Now, there's a couple more screws. There's actually two more. One's going to be on a 45-degree angle going this way, and then one's going to be right here. So, go ahead and remove those and set those to the side. Okay, now what you want to do is remove your ashtray. This is actually pretty easy to do. Ashtray is right here. Pull it out. There's a little metal piece. Push it down and pull the rest of it out. So all you have to do, push down and pull out. Now that we have all of our screws removed, you're going to want to very carefully pull on this black trim that surrounds the dash here. Just be careful. These are kind of old trucks now, so the plastic could be fragile and you could crack it. There's my screw that I lost. Okay, just set it over like this. Now the next thing we have to do is actually remove this unit here for the AC. So there's only 3 screws for this. One here, and one here. Okay, let's now go ahead and remove the actual unit itself. So just push it back, lift it over. There's going to be 2 connectors. Just wiggle these out. Try and be careful. So now that this is out, what you have to do is remove these screws on the back. There's 1, 2, 3, and there's some clips up here as well. Now that you have the screws out, what you want to do is pull up on this clip here and push down on these ones to let it loose. This can be a little bit tricky because this plastic goes over the top here. Just be careful and make sure you don't break the plastic clip. Now, I went ahead and removed these already, but you'll actually find these red little holders in here, like this. And to remove these, all you have to do is twist them out, and they come out like this. Now, you'll have these red holders with incandescent bulbs in there. I went ahead and converted mine to LEDs. I could not figure out on Amazon which ones were actually the right size. There is other websites I could go on and I know I could get them. Like I think it's superbrightleds.com. They actually have the right ones. But I just went with these and I just transplanted the actual little LED into this connector. So I'm going to go ahead and swap all these out and put it back together. Okay, now that you have all of your LEDs actually inserted and put in, I suggest you just clip it on like this. Don't screw it in yet, and just plug it in and test it to make sure everything works, because you don't want to put it all the way back together and like two of them turn on. So let's go ahead and do that. So you can see that one there doesn't work. So it might just be the polarity, or it could be a bad LED. So let's flip it around. So basically what I did was I removed it, I turned it 180 degrees, I'm going to put it back in this way. So the leads are touching different. Before it was turned the other way, now it's flipped the other way. So the leads touch, basically you flip the negative and the positive lead. I guess that's the easiest way to put it. So let's put it back together. Just plug it in. Put our keys in. Let's test it again. Now they all light up. So if it doesn't shine, it's not a bad LED possibly. Just try flip the actual leads on the bulb and test it. So if you, like how I mentioned before, how these were not the right bulbs that I bought, I had to actually swap the LEDs in there. If you do go on Amazon, I do believe the correct ones are called a Neo Wedge T4. I bought a Neo Wedge T3. Probably a dumb mistake. Only difference is the size of the connector. So these that I bought were a little small and they didn't fit in all the way. So the next one up you can go to is a Neo Wedge T4. If you want to go ahead and try one of those, I'll put a link to some white ones in the description. I believe they're the right size. I just didn't want to buy more LEDs on Amazon, so I didn't try them, and I just swapped the actual LEDs into the OEM Toyota bulb holders. So now that you confirm that it works, let's go ahead and put this all back together. Basically the reverse of what we did originally. Now, on these Tacomas, they're pretty much gonna shine the orange color through here because on the back they have this little film. Some people try scratching it off. Sometimes it just doesn't work really well. It does, like, you can mess it up basically if you're not very precise of what you scratch off. I have read that you could get a 2002 4Runner faceplate and it will actually not have these orange accents on it. I cannot guarantee that it will work. It's something that was on Tacoma World that I read. So if you do not want these orange accents, try and find yourself one of these from a 2002 4Runner. So it might even be, you know, all the 4Runners that generation. It was just that I read a 2002 one should work. So go ahead and put your knobs back on. And there we go. These do have little metal clips in there, I should say. So if it doesn't go on, it's probably because one of the metal clips is actually stuck on this little switch. So make sure you check them and check these for the little metal clip. Verify everything turns. Now let's turn it on, see how well it illuminates. I can't tell. It's daylight out, so it's not very easy to tell. But I will get a nighttime shot of it so you can see how well it is. Last thing you have to do, make sure you put your bottom cover back on. On the back of this, there's a clip here, and then you have your two 12 volts. So make sure you go through. These are snapped in, these are plugged in, and you're pretty much done. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so that was pretty much it. Not very hard to do. Just basically need a Phillips head screwdriver, some LEDs, and just some time, and you're pretty much done. So that's it. Thank you for watching.